What's up guys, it is Jake from the Sanctum Squad. Today I'm going to bring you my Gladiator Beast deck profile. Pretty excited about this one. This is one of my all-time favourite decks ever. So I'm really happy that it's got new support and it's finally in a playable position now. Something that I do find interesting is that this is actually a blind second board breaker version of the deck. So it's going to be a little bit different to a typical list that you're going to see, because like most of the time you're probably going to see like combo lists that go first and try and create like a bunch of different negates. That's fine if you want to do that. I personally prefer the blind second version because I think this deck has a lot of tools that like lets it go second, and I think just like naturally the deck does revolve around the battle phase, so it does make sense to go second. So let's just get into the profile. So for the first card, we've got 3 copies of GISTEL. This is the best Gladiator Beast card. It's like one of the brand new ones. It's amazing. So you reveal itself and a Gladiator Beast in your hand, and you special summon both. And then when he's special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast, he searches a Gladiator spell or trap. It is important to note that it searches a Gladiator, not a Gladiator Beast card. That means that you can search like Proving Ground, which is really good. Because this doesn't take your normal summon. So like you summon this guy, you summon another guy, and then you can search Proving Ground and search a normal summon and then normal summon that guy. And then it has the typical Gladiator Beast effect where it can tag out if it battled. It's got 2k defense as well, which is quite cool. So yeah, this is definitely the best one. The only other Gladiator Beast that I'm playing 3 of is Bestiari. Naturally, like this might look weird, but I think like naturally a go second version is going to play different Gladiator Beasts to a version that goes first. So like the Gladiator Beast lineup in this deck is going to be completely different to a combo version. So Bestiari, when it's special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast, you can target a spell, well you have to target a spell or trap on the field to destroy it. But this is the material that you need to make Gysaurus, and Gysaurus is a pretty good board breaking card, like as is this card, because it like forces impermanence, like basically. But yeah, Bestiari is very good. I don't think I'd cut it. Like typically, like if I see these 2 in my opening hand, I think I'm in a pretty good position, to be honest, because you can force a lot with that. And then for the other Gladiator Beasts, we play 1 Retiari. Retiari is actually my favourite Gladiator Beast, and I think it is pretty good because this deck is really good at interacting with like the cards on the field. So like Bestiari can destroy back row, Gysaurus can destroy cards, Murmillo can destroy monsters. But this lets you interact with the graveyard, which is really important, because the graveyard is another layer of like sort of resource in this game, especially like now. So like the amount of like Fiendsmith and Gravers I've banished with this card is like insane. I think there is even a world where you might even play multiple Retiaris, but I think just at the minute I'm just playing 1. And then we've got 1 Murmillo. This is a 41 card deck, so if you wanted to cut a card, I think this is the most cuttable card. I think this one comes up like the least, because like typically, like if you've got a choice to summon Murmillo or a Bestiari, typically you're just probably going to go for the Bestiari, even if there's monsters you want to destroy, because Bestiari gets you into Gysaurus, which destroys 2 monsters. But yeah, Murmillo is quite cool. It does come up sometimes. And then 1 Darius. I definitely wanted to play either Darius or a Quest for when you get sent first, because it gives you a combo line to be able to like sort of not automatically lose the duel. But this card does come up even going second as well, so like you can summon GISTEL, summon Bestiari, pop a card, go into Darius, the link monster, and then summon Darius from the deck. Darius can revive Bestiari, and then you can make Gysaurus with like Bestiari plus Darius, and then you've got like 2 pops, and then you've got 3 taggings at the end of the battle phase. So yeah, I think Darius is good. And then we've got 2 Vespasius. One of the benefits of going second is that you get to use Vespasius instead of like Augustus or like Noxious or something like that. I'm not really sure what the combo versions are playing nowadays, but this is like one of the better high level ones, because it's actually got an effect that summons itself, and it has got a relevant attack boost effect as well, which can like sometimes even help you OTK. But you do need to play like 2 level 5 or higher Glad Beasts in the main deck for Gysaurus to tag into, so that you can make your Tamer editor. So that's it for the Gladiator Beast monster names. And then we're testing 3 Test Bear. So I think this is my least favourite card in the deck. I've got really mixed feelings on this card at the minute. I was play testing this deck the other night, and I found that what I was doing a lot of the time is that when I was side decking, I was actually taking this card out, because it's like it's not an integral part of the engine. It's very weak to negation, because like the cost is so heavy. You have to tribute itself and put a Gladiator Beast back. But when this card resolves, you are probably in a winning position and you probably just win that duel. So yeah, I think like more testing has definitely got to like come for this card. But at the minute, I am going to play 3 just to be able to like test all the new cards. And then we've got 3 of the field spell and a terraforming. So this card is pretty good. So when I first read this card, like I was sort of like, I wasn't thrilled by it. So you discard a card and search a Gladiator Beast, which is the most important effect because it's more like it's maximum ways to get to GISTEL. And then it also says that if your opponent declares an attack, you can special summon a Gladiator Beast from your deck and it can't be destroyed in battle that turn. And then it also says that if you tag in a Gladiator Beast monster from the deck, you can set a Gladiator trap from your deck, which we do play. I'll play War Chariot. You can play either War Chariot or Charge. I don't think it makes too much of a difference, to be honest, which one you play. I play Chariot because I like Chariot. But yeah, so this is sort of like one package in and of itself. And then we've got 3 Proving Ground. Same sort of thing as the field spell. You want maximum ways to get to GISTEL. This also searches like the monster that you're going to summon off GISTEL as well, which is obviously very good. And then we've got 1 Comeback. So in this version of the deck, you typically going to search this off for Test Panther, and then you're going to use this to revive Tamer Editor, and then Tamer Editor activates its effect again, usually to summon Heraclinos, so that you have Domitianus and Heraclinos, and then the field spell sets Chariot out the deck. So this card is good, you do need to play it. And then for the sort of like non-engine slots, so at the minute I'm trying Fenrir and the Pressured Planet. So what's cool about Fenrir is you can summon Fenrir, activate Fenrir to search Fenrir, and then you can use this to just discard the Fenrir that you just searched to search Gladiator Beast. It is important as well to note that the 2 of the Gladiator Beast, like link monsters, they are half generic, so you can actually use Fenrir as link material to make them, so you can go into Test Panther or Darius. Oh yeah, we got the Terraforming as well, so we actually have like more ways of searching into this package. So yeah, I think Fenrir is fine for now. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. And then for some hand traps, so I'm playing 3 Shifter. So we're in a really weird position at the minute because this deck can play Shifter, but the problem is that Shifter is not as impactful as it was, say, like the last format against like Snake Eye and stuff like that, because like Malice can play through Shifter quite well, Royzeal can play through Shifter quite well, but the thing is that when you play a deck like this, I think that you do have to sort of build it to be broad to play against like various other like rogue matchups and stuff. So like you're not going to regret playing this card when your opponent summons like a Neptibus, for example, and against like any other rogue that this card just kills. So like, I think it is worth playing, or I think you could definitely side this card if you wanted to. But yeah. And then we've got 3 Fool Loss. Obviously we're blind in second, so we need to make it so that we can either break the board or we need to make it so that the opponent doesn't go too crazy. And this is one of the cards that lets you achieve that. So yeah, you're definitely going to play Fool Loss. Something that is a little bit weird is Perulia. I've got really mixed feelings on this card at the minute. So one of the things that I really do not like about Perulia is that when you open it with Shifter, what you have to do is you go standby phase, Shifter, chain, and then Perulia in a new chain. The problem is that you discard 2 cards in the standby phase, and then if the opponent just doesn't do anything, you actually can't get into an OTK like a deck like Tempoi could, because like you've turned off Claudius with Shifter, and this deck doesn't really have like clear OTK lines. So yeah, you do have to bear that in mind. But like when you draw Perulia without Shifter, it is pretty good because like they're more likely to play into it because like say for instance they can still summon their X'd. So yeah, that's it for the hand traps, I think. And then we got 3 Dark Ruler no more. So it was between this and Droplet, and I decided on Dark Ruler instead of Droplet because we are playing Shifter. You can still like Dark Ruler a Detonator, for example, whereas you can't Droplet under Shifter. But if you do want like a better like Malice matchup, for example, you probably do want to play Droplet because you can Droplet White Binder when they summon it off GWC06. But yeah, for now I do quite like Dark Ruler, to be honest. I think it's quite good. Yeah, and then the last card is Book of Eclipse. So I think this card is really good against Royal in general, and it's pretty good against Fiendsmith Royal. But when I was doing the playtesting the other night, I was playing against the Reptile Royal deck, the Mitsurugi deck, and that it felt like that deck was unbeatable. I just didn't know how to break that board. The trap card makes it really awkward because they can basically negate any board breaker that you would have to like out their board, and then they've just got too much like disruption on the field to you need like double. So you need to go like. The problem is that if you Book of Eclipse, they can still negate something by tributing the face down. So like they don't even need to negate Book of Eclipse. So it's very awkward. If that version of the deck becomes like more popular, I think the board breakers in this deck will have to change. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. And then for the extra deck, we play one Claudius. You only need one because like when you summon this, it should end the game. But yeah, this card is very cool. I do like it a lot. We got one Heraclinos, one Domitianus. These are basically what you're trying to summon off your Tamer editors. We got two Tamer editors. So I wanted to play two of the cards that I was scared to get Kashtira Unicorn out my extra deck. So two Tamer editor felt like the right number. I also played two Geysaurus for the same reason, just Kashtira Unicorn. Sometimes you can like you'll like Bestiary pop a card. Or like force an imperm, and then you'll make Geysaurus, force another negate, and then you'll normal summon a Bestiary again and make a second Geysaurus. So yeah, it's like two does come up sometimes. And then we got one Esadari because sometimes you get into sticky situations where you need to produce a level 5 Gladiator beast so that you can make Tamer Editor, and this just lets you do that. We got one Dragaces. So I threw this card in the extra deck because I thought I may as well, and then when I was playing games with this deck, I actually made this card a lot more than I have done in my online testing. This card is like pretty cool, so like it shuts off like grave effects basically. It's quite cool. There is a cool card as well called Gladiator Beast United. I don't play it in this deck, but it has a cool interaction with this card, so you can go like GISTEL Bestiary and then link into this guy, and then you can go into the battle phase and attack, and then you can activate Gladiator Beast United in the battle phase and fuse the Bestiary in the GISTEL into a Geysaurus, and then because your opponent can't activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step, the Geysaurus will destroy 2 cards and the opponent can't respond, and it will also turn off the effects of the cards that you destroy. So Gladiator Beast United is definitely on my radar for cards to try in this deck. So yeah, I think this card's very cool. Darius, I think I want to play 2 of this card because I am quite scared of this card getting taken off me with Kashtira Unicorn. But like outside of Kashtira Unicorn, this is usually a Geysaurus material. So like it does always end up back in the extra deck anyway. So you don't need to play multiple of this to have it in the extra deck all the time. One Test Panther, I think one Test Panther is fine. One SP Little Knight. I wanted like another card that could interact with the graveyard like Retiori does, because like this deck does naturally break boards quite well, so it's quite nice to have like graveyard banishes. And it's SP Little Knight, you don't really need to explain it too much. We've got the one Aggregator, the one Bucephalus, and one Garura. So these are Ultimate Slayer targets. Ultimate Slayer was in my side deck when I was playing the other day. Yeah, I think these are fine. Going to the side deck, so these are cards that like most of them you can actually just main them. So it's 3 nib. Basically, if I win the die roll and I send my opponent first and then I win, I always put this in because it is likely that your opponent is going to send you first. And this is a card that you do want in your hand if your opponent has sent you first, because you can like rely on Nibiru plus like more Charmies, or like Nibiru plus like Fenrir to have some interaction. So yeah, I think Nibiru is good. We played some Bestials. I'd happily play more of these cards. I love these cards so much. I think Druid's Worm is one of the best cards ever. We got 3 Lancia. I didn't play any Malice when I was playtesting because in our testing group I am the Malice player. So like I didn't play any Malice decks. But yeah, Lancia was there just to represent like what the deck would look like. 3 Ultimate Slayer. I put this card in when I played against the Reptile Royal deck, but I just didn't see it. I imagine it would have been quite good. The thing is though, is that they can just negate it with the trap if they want to. So yeah, I think this card is good though. You could definitely main this one as well. 2 Lightning Storm, and then there was a Harpy's Feather Duster as well. I think this is a 14 card side deck. So this was mainly just for, I wanted this for the Reptile deck because it forces the trap card, and then you can try and negate the board and stuff like that with like Dark Ruler, but it just never really came up. Like I didn't see these cards together. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.